Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my Oxygen Not Included tutorial series. Today we're going to be discussing exploration. Exploration is an important aspect of Oxygen Not Included, but duplicants should be wary on their adventures. There are many dangers that await them outside of the starting area. The two major hazards you want to be worried about when exploring are temperature and germs. Now, the majority of the area outside of your map is made up of three major biomes. This is the caustic biome, the swamp biome, and the frozen biome. The caustic biome is the warmest of the three. Its temperature ranges from 40 to 50 degrees Celsius. These biomes are typically made up of iron ore, igneous rock, phosphorite, and coal with some sand and algae thrown in there, and small pockets of bleach stone which sublimates to chlorine. The only liquids in the caustic biome are generated by geysers, so anywhere that isn't solid will be filled with chlorine or hydrogen. As for the wildlife, caustic biomes are filled with drecos, and you may occasionally find a morb here or there. There are also three types of plants found here: the balm lily, the pincha pepper nut, and the mirth leaf. The caustic biome tends to be relatively safe for exploration early on. The only major hazards are the heat and gas displacements. Next, we have the frozen biome. As the name implies, these are areas typically sit between -20 to -40 degrees Celsius. They are made up of granite, ice, polluted ice, snow, and small deposits of wolframite. Any liquids in the frozen biome will come from melting ice, polluted ice, or geysers, so anything that isn't solid will be oxygen or carbon dioxide. There are no animals in the frozen biome, but you can find both wheezewort and sleetwheat here, two very useful resources. This is always one of the first areas I explore, as it offers great resources and not much danger. Be aware that if a duplicant's body temp goes below 34 degrees Celsius, they will contract hypothermia, receiving a penalty to skills for about a third of a cycle. They'll usually be okay as long as you aren't walking through melted ice or spending multiple cycles at a time in the cold biome. Finally, we have the swamp biome. Its temperature is quite mild, usually 30 to 35 degrees Celsius. It's made up of gold amalgam, sedimentary rock, algae, clay, and large amounts of dangerous slime. As you can see, the swamp biome contains pockets of polluted water, and the rest is filled with carbon dioxide or polluted oxygen, or a geyser. You can find three types of plants here: the reed fiber, buddy bud, and dust caps. There are also two types of critters: puffs and paku. I consider the swamp biome to be the most dangerous to explore, especially for new players. This is because when mined, slime begins to sublimate to polluted oxygen filled with slime lung. This can be avoided by storing the slime somewhere submerged in liquid, but caution is highly recommended. If you aren't attentive, slime lung will infect your duplicants and begin wreaking havoc on your colony. We'll discuss more about how to deal with slime lung and other diseases in a future video. Now that you know a bit more about the biomes that you're going to find, it's time to start exploring. But as we covered, it can be dangerous opening up our base to high temperatures and foreign gases or germs. This is because, as you can see with our demonstration colony, our starting area is significantly cooler than the rest of the area around it. Our starting area is typically between 20 and 30 degrees Celsius, which is perfect for duplicants and mealwood, which is our first food. Now, as we stated before, the biomes surrounding are 30 degrees and above, which is too high for mealwood to grow. Mealwood requires between 10 and 30 degrees Celsius. So, if we start breaking down this barrier of obsidian and granite between our starting area and the other biomes, it's going to start letting heat into our starting area. This is typically bad. Luckily, there is a way to explore the map while keeping your central base safe from the dangers of the asteroid outside. The various biomes around the map are separated by veins of abyssalite, a very good insulator. Typically, this abyssalite is 2 to 4 tiles thick, which will allow you to mine out an area large enough for your duplicants to travel without having to dig through a dangerous section of one of the biomes. Keep in mind you will need a level 2 miner for this task. With this method, however, you can strategically choose which areas you want to mine out, while keeping the outer shell of your starting area largely intact. Now, I covered 3 biomes in this video, but there are still 2 more that will be covered in later videos for you to find. There are also secret objects that will expand your lore and even help your colony. So get out there and start exploring.